I'll get you in just a sec. I want to make sure this is working.
The announcement on the screen says this meeting is being live streamed.
Yeah, but I'm still waiting for it to load.
Oh,
Get you in just a sec. Okay, it's working. So Muriel, go ahead with your question. Unmute
Now,
yourself.
now, now that you're recording, you can record my really dumb question. So I am a low-level user, and a couple of years ago, I got a new desktop, and the it used to be that when I downloaded email, it would delete on the server, on the
Yep.
internet service provider. So, well, that's not happening anymore. It's a pain in the
Who's
ass.
your who is your
So
email through?
I've got one from Earthlink and I've got one from Comcast, basically.
Well, you should get a third one, either Gmail or Apple Mail. I just recommend Gmail because um it was Earthlink, and what was the other one?
Comcast.
Yeah, so if you ever leave Comcast, they're under no compunction to continue to offer you email. And Earthlink, like a lot of these others, will probably be going away very soon because
Really?
yeah, because it's the nature of the beast. And I think that Gmail gets enough ad revenue off of their mails that they will be around for a long time. So
Well, I don't.
what you're talking about is a POP setting, and that's pretty complex depending on how you're getting it. Because is it because you're getting messages that the server is full?
Well, eventually, yeah. But
Yeah, so you have to go.
why did they automatically delete before on the server and now they don't?
Well, it's probably because they went to IMAP settings, and it's a better way, but it's complicated. So um, you would need probably some tech person to spend about an hour with you at some point if you want to fix that. But that's one of the main reasons to go to Gmail, because you won't they essentially live on the server, and unless you like with Gmail, unless you get over 15 gigabytes of mail, you're not going to have any problem with it at all. And it's an older process. How many Apple devices do you have?
Well, basically one for email.
Okay, so then POP is kind of works okay for that. But what that does, it forces the email to be stored on your device, which takes up room when they pull it off the server. But you
Yeah, I
want to
know, but
go,
that's what I
are you
want.
doing it on your computer?
Right. I mean, what I've always done is I download the email, it sits
So
on my
yeah, no, I
computer, and it
understand
gets
that.
erased on
So
the server.
so what happens is with POP settings, you need to go into your mail settings and tell it to delete from server after 30 days or once you've downloaded it. And
Well,
then it will live on your device.
because I have this computer guy that helps me, but
Is he
he
a
couldn't.
Mac guy or a PC
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah. No, he's a Mac guy for
Well,
years.
just
But
he needs to
he
help get adjust your POP settings.
And,
hmm.
and can Bob said send something?
No, that's totally different thing. Don't even bring it up. That's a totally different thing. She's not on Gmail,
I know, but it's the pop thing on Comcast.
but it only related to Gmail.
Okay.
I don't understand how Comcast relates to Gmail.
No,
No, this
it
doesn't.
doesn't.
And that would just, that's why it's,
Yeah, okay.
and very, very, very few people have pop on Gmail. Dennis, go right ahead.
Yeah, Ken, I mentioned this at the Saturday session, so it's kind of a repeat. But regarding this question, Comcast email is going away.
Well, I guess I had a premonition and it worked, right?
Yeah, it's going during 2026. By the end of 26, everyone is being transferred to Yahoo.
Oh my God, that's even worse. Oh, oh my God.
Don't do it.
That shows me that Comcast does not care a bit about their customer. Yahoo will be going away soon too, because it's owned by a private equity group, and their email is so broken that they spend so much money on trying to support people that have the email, it has to be a money losing proposition.
Yeah, I've already started to make a move to Proton Mail. So
Proton Mail is good, and Gmail is good, or Apple Mail, Proton Mail is fantastic, very private, very secure. But it's a pay for service.
well, they do have a free leg of it now. So
Yeah. Oh, good. Proton Mail. I believe in it. It's good. All righty. Before I get to the agenda, anybody else? I don't see any other questions here. Good turnout. So let's go to Darian and then Harmon. Go ahead.
Maybe you can answer a question that has long been a topic of disagreement between my husband and me.
So I get it. That's okay.
In the middle.
My name is now Sam. Okay. So,
I'll keep this anonymous.
yeah, right.
Is it a problem? Sorry.
You know what? You're going to ask about keeping mail or not keeping mail. I would be
No.
willing to bet.
Nope.
No. Oh man. Okay.
About having multiple applications open on your computer at the same time, like 8, for an extended length of time. Does that hurt things?
And actually, to follow that up, many people worry about it on their phone. So we'll address the computer first. Only somewhat of an issue. Generally speaking, if it's not the foremost application, it's not using a lot of system resources unless it's a certain app that's doing it. For instance, Google Chrome is a hog and everything. On the computer, it does take, and it can be a significant amount of system resources. So in the computer, I would say, yeah, it's best, but only if the computer's just, if you're at the stretches of the amount of RAM you have being used. On the iPhone and the iPad, I see people force quitting all the time. That actually uses more battery life and more energy because then you have to restart it every time. The way I describe how it works on the iPhone and the iPad, if you have on your desk, everybody look on your desk, and I'm sure everybody has at least 6 papers on their desk somewhere. If you stack those 6 pieces of paper on top of each other, your brain can only work on the top one. So the other ones are underneath and they're hibernating, and they are taking virtually no energy at all or resources. And that can be proven when you go and you switch back to another app. You may have like things were going and all of a sudden the mail starts coming in because the mail wasn't coming in because it wasn't doing stuff. So the only time you ever need to force quit apps is if an app misbehaves, many times like a game or something like that, you force quit it so it'll restart, kind of like Mary was having to do with her Xfinity app on her Apple TV, but it's a little different on that.
Yeah.
And if it's a GPS app, or if it's Facebook or Messenger, force quit them because they're pernicious. They're just trying to gather all your information and they're a hog of the resources. But other than that, it does nothing. And in fact, it's harder on the device because now if you have to fire the app back up again, it has to go through that whole process. So on the iPhone, it's okay to have them run. They're not running in the background. They're hibernating. They're there only visually, and they're not doing anything unless it's like a music app or a GPS app where it's designed to run in the background. So, but on the computer, it's all a matter of how much RAM you have available to be used, and it's heavy duty apps like Google Chrome will suck the energy out of it and use more resources, and a lot of times it makes the fan come on and things like that. But you just don't need to obsess with it unless it's doing it. That's another reason why whenever if somebody's having issues with their stuff, I say reboot the computer. and 95% of the time it'll fix it, because even Safari, Apple's built-in app, has these things, what's called memory leaks. In other words, when a program is using the resources of the computer, of the chips, and then it's not, sometimes it doesn't put everything away. It's like, the dog doesn't put its toys away, but you've got to go put the dog's toys away. So that's why a restart kind of cleans things up like that. So I'm not going to say which is right or wrong because I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, it's not something you have to obsess over, but it's not a bad idea. If you're done with that program, I recommend quitting it on your Macs. On the rest of it, you don't have to.
Is
Did that
it,
answer it? And who
well,
won?
I think I won, of course. But is
Then
it
you
true?
can you so yes, this is being recorded, but he won't know where it is.
Right. Is it true that some apps ping constantly to, I don't know where they ping to, home base or something, and that uses up RAM?
Well, especially like Facebook and things like that. But I mean, pinging is a whole nother thing. So many web pages are designed to refresh when the news comes up. I don't know if CNN does it, but let's just say as an example, you're at CNN.com and you're on the main page. There's maybe a thing where it reloads so that you have newer stuff in there. But let's say you had clicked on an article in CNN and it loads up into that article, then that probably doesn't refresh because you're reading the article. So, but yeah, they do it. But again, that's everybody has unlimited internet, so it's not so much an issue.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And again, ones like Facebook and things like that, if I ever fire up the Facebook app on my device or anything, I shut it down when I'm done, and because it's pernicious. Harmon, go for it.
I have been induced to installing Instagram, but it's very confusing to me because there's all these people there that I don't know, and I want to limit to the people that I do. So I need some kind of a tutorial about Instagram without being on Instagram.
Well, you won't get it from me because I don't use Instagram, even though I'm a photographer, because it's part of Facebook. So, but and it's, you may have given it permission. Well, these aren't even people that are in your contacts. Well, yeah, I mean, they just, yeah. If I would contact somebody that knows Instagram, I don't. Anybody else could pipe in if they use Instagram. Is there a certain person that I mean, is there a reason? Because you sounded like you weren't happy about going to Instagram.
No, it was nothing I wanted to do. However, people, let's say the age of my nieces and nephews, uh, are there with photographs and information about their lives that they don't share in other ways. And so I
No,
felt,
that's a valid point, and that's the equivalent to what we use Facebook for.
Mhm.
So the Instagram is the younger people, and you just, if you sign in now, as far as the other people in there showing up, you'd have to just use AI, or well, ask the younger kids, hey, how do I keep it from showing up these other people? It's just like Facebook. They're trying to tell you that there's, a possibility. You have friends like this. These are other friends you might want, because they're trying to uh, expand the people that are on Instagram or Facebook. And the whole idea with that is because the more people they have, the more money they make, because they're selling your information to the advertisers. So it's in their best interest, not yours, but it's in their best interest to get as many of those people as they can, and connected and things like that. But there should be a way to limit. Well, and when you say you see these other people, does it come up and suggest them?
Uh, there seems to be a band at the top.
Just forget about it. Pretend like it's not there.
Ken, it's a live streaming app, and there is no filter on it, as far as I can find.
Well, but what's showing up there? So it's like YouTube. If you're on one YouTube video, it shows you other ones that might be like it.
Well,
Just dig in and just go for what it is you're looking for, and try to not do doom scrolling afterwards.
yeah.
I
Well,
posted a beginner's guide.
I am going to contact one of these young people and see if they would help me out. I mean, if they're putting stuff there, they ought to be able to help me.
Well, and hopefully, and they're
through it.
using it a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's all kinds of wonderful pictures, and
yeah,
kind of neat to see these nephews and cousins that otherwise
absolutely.
I have to rely on my brother to send.
Don't want to rely on a brother. Come on.
I placed a beginner's guide link in the chat. It's might want to go to there, and there's
And
several
those will be
chapters.
available at the end too. Al does such a great. Again, thank you, Link Master Al, as always.
Yeah, thank you.
He's so on top of it. And speaking of that, well, actually, let's get the logistical part out here. Let's get the old and
While you're looking for that,
oh
I
gosh,
went
why
to
am I in
ChatGPT
presenter
and asked it
notes?
about the email reminder, and it had a suggestion. I posted it.
Oh,
So
good.
it's a workaround.
There we go. Are you seeing the slide here?
Yes.
Great. So the recording has started.
So Bob,
So-
did you put that in the chat?
Oh,
Bob?
Bob, did you put that in the chat?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
you have to
So,
go up a little to find it.
So we've essentially done tech Q&A. We'll do question and answers out afterwards. Are there any volunteer or member announcements? Okay, so that leads us to Al, and he has, let me unshare my screen. And Al there's a lot of stuff that's been going on with Apple. I apologize. Before we get into the Apple stuff, I'm going to mention this. So we have, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday will be a follow-up to iOS 26 that we're doing today. And I'm going to, because there's been some big things going on with full self-driving these days. And I know we have a few Tesla owners, so I'll carve out time at the end for that. And we will expand on this, and we'll go with and work on photos in the new program with the iPhone and both the camera and that. So, but just a quick note, anybody that's a current Tesla owner, you will, as of Valentine's Day, February 14th, will no longer be able to purchase the lifetime version of your car self-driving. It will go to subscription only. And if you have a current car that has full self-driving and you want to transfer it to a new car, you have up to March 31st to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a subscription at $99 a month, which it's been for a long time, but that's destined to go up with what's going on. And sadly, it was announced today that they will no longer make the S and the X after June, because the S and the X are made in Fremont, and that is going to be turned into the robot factory. Well, one of the robot factories. It'll be the first one, the initial one, and that's amazing and they're going to pretty much debut the third version, the number 3 version of that in April. So anyway, but we'll discuss more of that there, because there's been some incredible improvements with full self-driving. And if anybody's interested in that, it'll be at the end after the Apple stuff of the Saturday meeting. So that being said, go ahead and Al, it's all yours.
Yeah, here. All righty. Can everybody see the agenda? See the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. Welcome to the first general meeting of 2026. This is our monthly Apple Tech News and Rumors segment of our meeting. Since this is the first, Since this is the first general meeting of the year, I'd like to take a quick, broad view of what we can expect in the coming year based on current and historical trends and supply chain analysis, Apple announcements, and of course the rumor mill. Starting off here with Apple's 2026 roadmap looks evolutionary more than not revolutionary. We'll see refinements, transitions, long gestating products finally landing. As far as the iPhone, expect continued camera and silicon gains, with Apple leaning harder into AI-assisted photography, video, and on-device intelligence rather than flashy hardware designs. As far as the Mac lineup goes, 2006 is about the Apple Silicon maturation. Faster, more efficient chips, a better sustained performance, clear separation between consumer and Pro Max, no drama, just steady gains. As far as the iPad, Apple keeps nudging the iPad towards laptop territory with software-driven productivity improvements, but it still refuses to let it fully replace Mac OS. It's the same old tension. As far as the Vision Pro platform, Apple is expected to expand the Vision lineup, likely with a more affordable or a second-gen model, aiming to move beyond early adopters. And this is a long game. As far as the smartphone and wearables, incremental updates dominate, better sensors, better battery life, tighter system integration. Apple's smart home ambitions remain cautious and slow. Bottom line, 2026 isn't about a traditional one more thing, quote unquote. It's about Apple doubling down on AI, silicon efficiency, ecosystem lock-in, while letting competitors take risks. Is it safe? Yes. Is it boring? Maybe. Is it profitable? Most certainly. Rumors indicate at least 20 new Apple products that will launch in 2026 before 2026 ends. Here's a quick overview of everything new on Apple's product roadmap. Here's the first part of the winter batch. The iPhone 17e will come with an A19 chip, center stage front camera, and dynamic island. We're going to see the base iPad with an updated chip, of course, likely with Apple Intelligence support. We're going to see an M4 iPad Air with a spec bump upgrade to the M4 chip. The AirTag 2 will come with a new ultra-wide chip with improved range, security upgrades. More about this later in the keynote. The MacBook with an A series iPhone chip with new colors and really low cost. This is probably going to be an entry level model that they're going to try and market. And we're also going to see an M5 MacBook Air with the same design but new M5 chip and likely refreshed color options. Let's see. Come on here. Here's the second half of the winter-spring batch. We're going to see a Mac Pro featuring the M5 Pro and Max chips on the 14 and 16-inch models. A second-generation Apple Studio display that'll come with the 120 hertz ProMotion support with HDR. Apparently, they're going to have a second Mac display. This will probably be a new Display XDR, the uber expensive one for creative professionals that can afford it. we're going to see a new Apple TV 4K with an A17 Pro, featuring upgrade chip for Apple Intelligence support and possibly a built-in camera. We're going to see a HomePod Touch. This will be a new product category with a 7-inch touchscreen centered around AI Siri. We're also going to see a HomePod Mini 2. This will come with a new chip and, of course, audio improvements. Summer is usually a slow time for Apple product launches. Instead, the highlights is brand new software. At the Worldwide Developers Conference in June, Apple will debut all of the OS 27 versions of iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and more. But there are two new Macs expected to launch in mid 2026 as well. We can expect the M5 Mac Mini, the M5 and M5 Pro versions will have minimal changes other than the processors. We can also expect an M5 Mac Studio. It'll debut. There'll be an M5 Max option and also a brand new M5 Ultra chip available for those that need them. The biggest Apple products of the year launch in the fall, of course. These will be headlined by the new iPhones. This year, there's a brand new foldable phone debuting and quite a bit more.
Likely to be $2,000.
Yeah. First up, we'll see an iPhone 18 Pro. It'll include an A20 Pro chip, under display Face ID for smaller dynamic island, and a new C2 modem.
And you might explain, we have a question in the chat about dynamic island. Just explain that briefly, please.
Well, it used to be kind of a wasted space up in the top of your iPhone. You know, they had that little dip, the little block. I can't remember what they called it, but they've actually shrunk it to so you have, it looks like an oblong.
It's where the front-facing cameras and infrared sensors are.
Yeah, they needed that space for the hardware, and they're moving towards a time where they can try to get rid of that or put it underneath the screen. And it's not there yet, but it's coming. Let's see, we're also going to see an iPhone 18 Pro, of course. It'll come with a bigger battery, a variable aperture camera. And of course, like it's been talked about, the iPhone Fold/Ultra, which will feature a book-style wide design, some titanium finish, and a crease-free display. A little bit more about all that stuff in a bit. We'll see an iPhone Air 2. It will also come with an A20 chip, some battery life gains, possibly a second rear camera. We're going to see the AirPods Pro 3 will also come with cameras. The built-in cameras are meant to power AI features like visual intelligence.
Remember, these are all rumors.
Yeah, of course.
They're good rumors, but yeah.
Of course, we'll see the Apple Watch Series 12 with a new S-Class chip, possibly expanded health sensors and a Touch ID. The Apple Watch Ultra 4, again, possibly new health sensors, Touch ID, and more. We should also see an iPad mini with an OLED display. This will also have, yeah, looking forward to that. Also with the A20 Pro chip, certainly very capable for Apple Intelligence. And finally, we're going to see an M6 MacBook Pro. It'll make an appearance. Could be a major redesign. It'll be thinner and lighter, and possibly with an OLED touch-equipped display. And there's some scuttlebutt about having its own modem inside of it as well. These are products expected to debut in 2026, but the exact timing is unclear. And in the case of Apple glasses, rumors indicate Apple might unveil the product this year, but not ship till 2027. We could possibly see an Apple security camera. This is a first-party smart home accessory with a HomeKit secure video tie-in. We could possibly see an Apple video doorbell that would use Face ID to help power integration with smart locks.
Just a quick comment on that. So if it's an Apple home device, it first and foremost, your privacy and your security. So in other words, those videos would either be likely stored on one of your home devices, but if they're on the cloud, they're going to be very, very, very secure about that, and you have the option of not doing it. That's a huge deal with Apple's home devices.
And of course, I mentioned earlier the Apple Glasses Vision Pro field. It'll pair with an iPhone. The AI features are centered around Siri and built-in cameras. So we'll see where they go with the Apple Glasses. This Mac Rumors article reports that Apple plans to use liquid metal, which is amorphous alloy components in its first foldable iPhone. It will focus on the device's hinge mechanism and not the entire device enclosure. The liquid metal is significantly stronger and more elastic than aluminum or stainless steel, but making it well suited to withstand the constant stress of folding and unfolding. That's one of the biggest weak points in current foldable phones. Overall, the report reinforces Apple's familiar strategy: move slowly, avoid half-baked designs, and ship only when the hardware meets its durability standards.
Hang on a sec. The dimensions on that new phone that they're speculating on is pretty unique. The actual phone itself folded up, it'll be slightly thicker than the current iPhone, but not by much. But it would be the size of the iPhone mini. And then when it opens up, it comes to be almost as big as the iPad mini.
Yeah. When it's folded up, it looks a bit more squat. But like Ken says, when you open it up, it starts to approach the dimensions of an iPad mini. On January 13th, Apple introduced Apple Creator Studio. The Apple Creator Studio is a new all-in-one subscription for Apple's professional creative apps. It launches today, January 28th. Pricing is $12.99 a month or $129 a year, with a 1 month free trial. Students and educators get a steep discount at $2.99 a month or $29.99 a year. The subscription includes Final Cut Pro for the Mac and for the iPad, Logic Pro for the Mac and the iPad, Pixelmator Pro for the Mac and the iPad, plus Motion, Compressor, Main Stage for the Mac. Pixelmator
and Photomator too, or not?
You mean Pixelmator?
Well, no, there's the new Photomator, which is the other one for.
Is that an Apple property?
Yes.
Well, it's what Pixelmator. There's Pixelmator and Photomator.
Oh, I got you. According to the literature here, all they're talking is a Pixelmator Pro.
Okay, well, both of those are also available individually.
The Pixelmator Pro arrives on the iPad for the first time as part of this bundle. More about that later. Apple is adding new subscription exclusive features to the Pro apps. The Creator Studio also unlocks premium templates, graphics, and AI-powered tools in Pages, Numbers, Keynote, and Freeform. Apple says the core versions of the free productivity apps remain free, but the premium content is paywalled. On the Mac, users can still buy Pro apps outright instead of subscribing. On the iPad, access to the Pro apps is going to be subscription only. Bottom line, Apple is clearly pushing creators towards a subscription model while undercutting competitors like Adobe on price, but at the cost of locking some features behind reoccurring payments. Following up on the last slide, Pixelmator Pro is officially coming to iPad. Again, it releases today. The iPad version is part of the Apple Creative Studio. It's not a standalone purchase. It requires an Apple Creator Studio subscription to use on an iPad. Feature set is close to the Mac version. It's optimized for the Apple Pencil and Touch. It supports layer-based editing, machine learning powered tools, and non-destructive workflows. Designed to work well on M series iPads. There is no separate one-time purchase option announced for the iPad. Existing Mac owners do not automatically get iPad access. Bottom line, it's a powerful iPad debut, but locked behind Apple's new subscription push. This from Mac Rumors. JP Morgan Chase is in advanced talks to take over the Apple Card partnership. The move would replace Goldman Sachs, which has been trying to exit consumer banking. Goldman's Apple Card business reportedly caused millions in losses. Apple wants to partner with a stronger scale, global reach, and credit expertise. JP Morgan is seen as a more stable, long-term banking partner. The deal would cover Apple Card accounts and servicing. Apple would keep control over the user experience and branding. No final agreement yet. Talks are ongoing and could still fall through. Other banks were explored previously, but JP Morgan is now the front runner. If this is completed, this would be a major reset for Apple's financial services strategy.
If it happens, and they've already pretty much said it, because Chase has invested a lot in this, people and money, and an existing Apple Card user will not really see any of a change. It's not like you have to reapply or anything else. Apple was fighting to make sure that it would be a seamless transition. So, and if it goes with Chase, that's what it looks like will happen.
Yeah. Continuing on from the last slide, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Apple and Goldman Sachs had a deeply troubled partnership behind the Apple Card. Apparently, there's a cultural clash. Apple focused on user experience, and Goldman focused on traditional banking controls. Goldman underestimated consumer support cost, fraud risk, and dispute volume. Apple pushed for looser credit approvals, increasing Goldman's losses. Regulators scrutinized Goldman over billing disputes and consumer complaints. Apple frequently pressured Goldman to bend banking rules. Goldman reportedly lost billions of dollars on the Apple Card business, and internal frustration on both sides led Goldman to actively seek an exit. Apple has been shopping for a replacement banking partner for a while. Bottom line, the Apple Card looked sleek on the surface, but the partnership was toxic underneath. If you go to the article, go into greater depth. It's long been an open secret that John Ternus is a leading candidate to succeed Tim Cook as the Apple CEO, who Tim's been following more than 14 years at the helm. The New York Times adds a narrative with a detailed profile of Ternus that positions him as a frontrunner, while also outlining several alternative internal succession paths. This from Mark Gurman of Bloomberg. Apparently, Tim quietly tapped John Ternus to manage the company's design teams at the end of last year, according to people with knowledge of the matter. That widens Ternus's role to add one of the company's most critical functions. The responsibilities have special significance at Apple. That role, which includes overseeing both hardware and software design, has long been entrusted to a senior leader. This goes back to Steve Jobs' era, and the company's success has always been closely linked to how its products look and feel. In another key development, Apple is striking a major AI partnership with Google centered on Google Gemini. The deal goes well beyond basic search, positioning Gemini as a deep Siri backend option. Siri will be able to route complex queries to Gemini when users opt in. Apple emphasizes that this is user-initiated and privacy-preserving. Google does not gain access to the Apple user data or Apple IDs. Gemini is expected to handle advanced reasoning, coding, and multi-step tasks. The integration could dramatically upgrade Siri's Siri's intelligence without Apple rushing its own models. Apple keeps control of the user interface, the experience, and the decision logic.
And they're not gonna, Google won't have access to your search and your data and stuff. It's going to be siloed within Apple. They're just essentially using Gemini as the
The motor
the
engine.
engine, so to
Yeah.
speak, that drives this. And this is a very good thing because Siri is so broken right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this is great because they don't need to reinvent the AI wheel. They're just using the wheel that's already there. Why not?
Yeah. The bottom line is this is bigger than just search. It's likely the most meaningful Siri upgrade in years.
And eventually, the idea is it will help integrate into the functions on the phone, and that will allow you to do different things. You could say, "Oh, how do I, have?" You could say the slow-mo, the SIRI word, and say, "Please change my screen brightness to this," or something like that.
In a related article from Apple Insider, Google confirms it will not receive Apple user data under the new Siri deal. The agreement is about search access, not data sharing. Apple
Well, and part of that is because Google wants to get your information is how they make money selling ads. But the thing is, Apple is paying them, is it $4 billion or 1 billion or something, whatever it was. Apple's paying them for that use. So there's no reason that they have to sell your demographic information.
I think it's $1 billion a year.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is.
Uh,
It's like a big number.
yeah, yeah. Well, Google pays them $20 billion so they can keep their search
Yeah,
on
to
the
be the
iPhone.
default search in Safari.
Exactly.
Which actually, you guys, if you've done recently, and if you have a newer computer or a newer device that has AI, when you go into Safari at the very top and you type something in, and you can say, who has the best apple pie recipe? Well, the little part at the top is AI generated, and that is actually using Gemini.
Apple retains full control over user privacy. Siri requests sent to Google are anonymized. Google does not get Apple IDs, personal profiles, or Siri history. Searches are handled similarly to Safari's default Google search. Apple reiterates that privacy protections remain unchanged. The deal does not expand Google's insight into Apple users. Apple positions this as a business plumbing, not data cooperation. The bottom line, Google gets traffic, not your data. When Apple and Google announced that Gemini would help power a more personalized Siri, the information has brought a few more details to the forefront. As of this spring, the report said the revamped version of Siri will be able to answer more factual world knowledge questions in a conversational manner. It'll be able to tell more stories. It'll provide emotional support. It'll assist with more tasks, such as booking travel. You can be able to create a document and notes with information such as a cooking recipe. The report said Apple plans to announce traditional Siri capabilities at the WWDC in June. It'll include knowledge of past conversations, proactive suggestions based on information from apps such as your calendar. Apple has previewed the more personalized Siri back in WWDC 2024, and the revamped system is finally expected to launch as part of iOS 26.4 in March and April. However, according to the report, some of the capabilities will not arrive until iOS 27. In a related AI development, noted supply chain analyst Ming-Chi Kuo says Apple will get serious about AI server chips in 2026. Apple plans to design custom AI accelerator chips for its own data centers. The goal is to reduce reliance on NVIDIA and third-party AI hardware. Chips will focus on inference workloads, not consumer devices. They will be designed to support Apple Intelligence, Siri, and cloud AI services. This will be part of Apple's broader push to control its entire AI stack. The production expected to ramp up in late 2026. Oh, look. Sorry, my darn Siri. They will likely be likely built using advanced TSMC process nodes. This is Apple's pattern of gaining better efficiency and cost control by owning the silicon. The bottom line, Apple is moving AI from a software problem to a silicon advantage. Also coming up tomorrow, Apple reports the Q1 2026 earnings. Q1 covers the holiday quarter, Apple's biggest revenue period. The iPhone revenue is expected to be the main driver as always, led by the latest models. Services revenue projected to grow again. This continues Apple's strongest segment trend. Mac and iPad sales expected to be mixed with modest year-to-year changes. Investors will watch margins closely due to AI infrastructure and R&D spending. Guidance for Q2 2026 will be a main focus, and listening for updates on Apple's intelligence rollout. Any commentary on China demand could move the stock. Bottom line, they expect a strong quarter, but AI cost and forward guidance mattered the most. Apple sadly will add even more ads to the App Store starting March of 2026. The rollout begins in the UK with other regions likely to follow. The ads appear in additional App Store placements, not just search results. New locations include the Today tab placements and expand browser-style ads. Apple frames this as helping developers gain visibility. Critics argue it degrades the App Store user experience. Developers may feel increased pressure to pay just to stay competitive. This continues Apple's shift towards services and advertising revenue. Apple already earns billions annually from the App Store ads. Bottom line, the Apple Store is moving from storefront to ad platform, whether users like it or not. This seems to be a trend everywhere. And finally, tonight, the new AirTag 2 was released on Monday. Here are some things to know about it. It features the UWB2. That's the Apple AirTag 2 adopts Apple's second generation ultra-wideband chip. We can expect longer range. The UWB chip upgrades mean that the precision finding works from 1.5 times further away from them than before. The precision finding is a feature that allows an AirTag to be precisely located in a close range indoor area. It's able to lead you directly to the AirTag with a compatible device. It features precision finding on a watch. The precision finding was previously limited to the iPhone, but now it works with the Apple Watch Series 9 or later and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 or later, as these devices are UWB chips, have UWB chips. It's going to get a louder speaker. Apparently, the AirTag 2 speaker is up to 50% louder than the speaker in the original AirTag. The upgrade will make it easier to hear when playing a sound. Plus, it is an additional anti-stalking measure because it will be more difficult for sound to be masked. It also features better Bluetooth. Apple is using a newer Bluetooth specification with increased range.
So what ultra wideband 2 is in the Bluetooth 2 is it's able to directionalize. So in other words, if you're trying to find out where something is, like if it's your attached to your car keys and they're somewhere in a room or something, you've always been able to kind of get the direction, but only from farther away. And what ultra wideband 2, it's very good at being able to determine the angle because it uses essentially a wave effect. The only example I can give you is on the newer Teslas. When you use your iPhone that has a newer iPhone, it can detect whether I'm coming up not just to the car, but whether I'm coming up to the passenger door or the driver's side door, or if I'm going to the trunk. And so ultra wideband is lower energy, first of all, so batteries last longer. This battery life is supposed to be exactly what it is now, but and that's why it's Bluetooth LE. But the directional part is really, really good, and it also has greater range, up to 3 times the range of the other one. Because what happens with the AirTag is, say your bag gets on a plane, it doesn't really send the signal out over the cellular network. What it does is it looks for any iPhone that's nearby and anonymously sends your information to you where your tag is. So therefore, it doesn't have to be your phone, it's any iPhone, and the person can't see where your stuff is, but the phone becomes the relay point for that signal. And therefore, if you can detect it up to over 100 feet, then that's going to be better, because if it's sitting in a baggage place, it fell off the belt or something like that, theoretically, someone with an iPhone will walk by close enough to it to have it send that ping message home. So other than that, functionally, they're not that much different than the current one. Go ahead, Al. Sorry.
Functionally, yeah. Because
Will they, oh,
go ahead. Go ahead, Mary.
will they still support the original AirTags or?
Yes, absolutely. Nothing.
I have some information.
Made it go bad.
Okay, thank you.
Apparently they've got some new internal design to accommodate the updated speaker. Apple revamped the guts. Rumors suggest Apple would make it harder to tamper with the AirTag to remove the speaker, but we'll need to wait for a teardown for confirmation. And now that
just to clarify, people would remove the speaker because what happens is, let's say someone that you know or don't know decides to slip this in your pocket or in your car or in your purse. What will happen is it can ping, and a device, it would show up on your phone and says, you're being tracked by an app or by an AirTag that is not yours. Right. And so the other thing is, let's say somebody stole your camera that had an AirTag attached to it, and you wanted to use the pinging of the speaker where it was. Well, people could remove the speaker so it couldn't do it. And I don't know if so it's all about the stalking and all the other weird stuff, but it's ultimately going to make it harder to disable the speaker, but we'll see.
Good.
The weight has changed. It's updated. The Apple AirTag 2 weighs 0.42 ounces or 11.8 grams. It's 7% heavier than the original AirTag. If you look closely at the graphic there, they've revamped some of the text. The text on the back of the AirTag is now in all caps, which is a good way to determine whether an AirTag is a first generation or the new model. The text now lists IP67 water and dust resistance. Plus, it mentions NFC and Find My support. These features aren't new, but aren't listed on the back of the original AirTag. It's still not for pets. Apple's AirTag 2 announcement and product page specifically state that the device is for tracking objects and not people or pets. Despite this, many people use AirTags for tracking their pets. If you're like me and use them for pets, just understand its limitations. they do work.
Yeah, the idea is it's not that it's bad for the pets or anything, but if they say that it's good to give it to kids to track them or that, then there's some implied liability with that. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's not that it won't work. It does what it does. But remember, let's say a dog gets away. If the dog isn't near someone that has an iPhone, you won't be able to
you won't be
track
able to
it
track them.
unless they're
Exactly.
within 100 feet of somebody with an iPhone, or if they pass by, you can then track it and then it shows up somewhere else. You can get an idea. But again, there are GPS trackers that you can use that have a service and a cell connection that if you want to use it to track kids, spouses, or and actually in that, I mean for adults that have dementia, things like that,
Yeah,
those are a more sure solution.
yeah,
This works kind of for it, but you can't rely on it
yeah.
because of how it
They don't want
triggers.
Apple doesn't want to go on incur that liability, I think. But yeah,
Absolutely.
it can be used within those limitations. I certainly have done it. Apparently, they've changed the reset process. To reset an AirTag 2, you need to remove the battery, leave it out for at least 5 seconds, and then reinsert the battery again. Apparently, the process has to be repeated 4 times. Apple says that it can take up to 12 seconds to hear the final tone. With the first AirTag, there was no need to wait after removing the battery before reinserting it.
My understanding is the reason they've changed it to that is because people would inadvertently trigger the reset when they replace the battery,
Uh,
doing it with just the one thing. Where in this
uh,
case, it's a process where you have to on and off, on and off, on and off 4 times.
yeah, yeah, it has to be a deliberate
And
affirmation thing.
resetting, it's no big deal. It just
Yeah,
shows up on your phone and you put the
yeah,
name in again and everything
yeah,
else. It doesn't kill it. And it's not like there's any
yeah,
memory on it
yeah.
except what you named it.
It's pretty painless to get it up and running. I had a few
It's an
problems.
Apple thing, man.
Yeah. And the final thing is it requires iOS 26.2.1. If you want to use an Apple II AirTag, you're going to have to update your device to iOS 26.1. It was released 2 days ago. The AirTag 2 requires the latest Apple software, which means it won't work with devices that are not able to run iOS 26. All the links generated tonight will be distributed in a PDF by Bob White in his normal MacNexus email blast. I will post it earlier on our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is a great forum for late-breaking, curated Apple Tech news and support. We encourage
That's
everyone
where
to
I
come.
get my news is from
Yeah,
Al putting it on Facebook.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff out there. We encourage everyone to come check us out. And back to you, Ken.
Hey, big round of applause for Al. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unshare your screen when you get a chance. Wonderful, everybody. Good job. Al, thank you. And now he'll get back to linking and getting all the comments in. So very, very good job. So I'm going to go over iOS 26, and iOS meaning iOS stands for iPhone operating system. So it got shortened to iOS, and that used to be what it's on the iPad, but now you have iPad iOS 26, and it's a little bit different, but it's not that much different. So let me go ahead and get my keynote up here. And all right, is everybody able to see that?
Yes.
Yep. And you guys will have to help me. For some reason, my second monitor is not showing my, let me see if I can get it to show chat or participants. No, it's not. It's somehow my keynote is blocking out a black screen. So anyway, I'm going to talk about iOS 26.2, which now is 26.2.1 as of yesterday, I think. But nothing has really changed in that. And I'm only going to briefly touch on it because I have a tendency to cover too much and you can't really accomplish anything. And we're going to have a Saturday class where we're going to dig down in and we're going to work on settings and all the other stuff, the nuances of 26.2. And frankly, it's new to me because I didn't return from my vacation until December 20th, and the new iPhone had been out since September. And so I, of course, on the way home from the airport, basically, I stopped by the Apple store and picked up my iPhone 17 running 26.2 because, or 26, yeah, it was 2 when I got it. Um, because on a long trip, I could have upgraded my current phone or my phone then that was the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but you never want to do a system update before you leave on a trip, right before or during a trip. Because what happened if my phone had become a brick, you know? So I waited till I got back, and I guess I'm kind of lucky because there were some real teething pains in the early versions of 26.2. But it's a different look, a different feel, and it's controversial. But the other thing is that now they're trying to get more and more symmetry between the iPhone, the iPad, the Apple TV, and the Mac OS. And by the way, the rumors are, and I don't know, Al, if you mentioned it about the possibility of touchscreen on the new MacBook Pro that's coming out, rumored to come out, is there's talk that it may have a touch screen on it. So it kind of makes more sense. But, it is a bit controversial. So what I'm going to go over is some ways to change just the look and feel. We've got enough time. I don't have a ton of stuff to do on this, but I wanted to go into that. And you can even do it while we're doing this, but I will go over this part again at the beginning of the presentation on the Saturday class in a week and a half.
Mhm.
So it's and again, if anybody has hands up or anything, please one of you can enunciate it to me because I can't see it. Anyway, a new look, even more magic. And when they start out with something really technical like this, and the big headline is a new look, you can realize there's not a ton of technical stuff going on behind the scenes. It's not going to make you jump higher and be able to clean the dishes for you or anything else. But it is a new look, and some people like it, some people don't. But that's up to you. I have kept mine stock just because I needed to kind of go through it and learn what it was so I can figure out what I don't like. And there's still some things, but I got to tell you, it's not that bad. That being said, here is the compatibility. So it's amazing. It goes back to the iPhone SE second generation, and even goes back to the iPhone 11. So we're currently on an iPhone 17. So that goes back 6 years. And so it's not a huge resource hog, and therefore they were able to include it on most every iPhone that it is. And the iPad, the iOS for the iPad, and I'll touch on it a little bit on the first Saturday class too. So those are the devices it'll go on. But here's some of the things. It's the liquid glass is what it's called, and liquid glass is because of this. It's always been kind of translucent, and you have these overlays and stuff. But sometimes that's a bit much for people, and actually, it can if people have vision issues, that can be an issue. So one thing I really like, I mean, it's a new design, but I do like the ability to put the widgets on the screen, which you've kind of been able to do for a while. But like on the right there, it's really nice to have a lock screen that you can have a nice photo on there and you can build stuff around it. And in fact, on mine, I have it so I have 4 apps right under the clock. And by that, I can instantly go to ChatGPT or instantly go to Grok or instantly go to my Indigo photo program or to my podcast app. And those are 4 that just live on my lock screen, and I can go right to there. But anyway, it's a good look. This is actually more the one from the iPad, but it just you can do different things. You can position widgets. You can very much customize it. And the whole idea is rather than digging in 3 or 4 different screens deep to go find something that you use a lot, you can have them up on the top, very much like you do when you have like the dock at the bottom. So, to me, one of the most useful features, and I don't know, and if you're using it, you may have encountered this and kind of not know what it is. But if a call comes in that is not in your contacts, it will, if you have this turned on, it will pre-answer your phone, and it says something where the phone says, this person is requesting your name before it will answer the phone. So this is like having a call screener, a live call screener out there. And so what happens is it comes in, and if you hit view, it will tell you, like for instance, I had one the other day. It was from a doctor's office because I was making arrangements, but it came in and is undetected number. Then I hit view, and it says, this is so-and-so from so-and-so's doctor office. And I see that, and then I immediately go answer the phone call. And so I think it's really, really, really cool. And then you can also do this. It pretty much does the same thing with your text messages. And you can see here, one comes in and you can actually, right from there, determine if it's spam or delete it. And the other feature I haven't had a chance to use yet, but I think it's a great feature is if you call somewhere and you're put on hold and it's a while, you can tell it to hold this call, and what will happen is you can go about what you're doing, and then when someone else comes back on the line off of hold, it will let you know, and then you just pick up that call from there. So it's pretty neat, and I think it gives the person a message. Oh, hang on, I'm connecting you with whoever it is right now. So, and that's again if you initiated a call and you got put on hold. Nobody ever gets put on hold, right?
Right.
So let's dig in and show you how to do this top feature is enable ask reason for calling. And the steps that you're going to do are in green, and they correspond to the green over here. Okay. So, and you guys can do this. We've got time to have you go through this because I'm only doing this and one other thing. So this would be on your iPhone, and you have to be running 26.2. And you go into settings. So you go to the gray gear on your phone and go to settings. Then you scroll down and tap apps. Okay, and I'll go through this a second time. Then once you're in apps, you go to the right-hand side and it's alphabetical. So here under search, you either type in PHO and then it'll find it, or you over here on the right, you click on the P and it'll get you close to it. But you want to select phone. Once you select phone, this screen will pop up and you have the option to don't screen unknown calls or just silence. And they call it by any saved number. So if you've made a call to somebody, it might not come in as a call that goes to the thing because you called that person. So it may remember that. But anybody definitely that's in your contacts. But the middle one is ask reason for calling. So basically it pops on while the phone would be ringing, it picks up and then it asks for reason for calling. And it's at this point that you would only get notified that it's there, and so you can read what it is. And then this is the filtering is uh, unknown callers. If it comes in as any of your unknown, not in your contacts. So again, I'm going to go back through this. You go to the settings app on your phone, the gray gear. You come on down to apps, and it's a few screens down. You can see by this bar, you can see it's near the bottom, but this slider bar, there are quite a few things above it. So it's almost at the bottom. You tap apps, and then you'll come up with this menu. If you don't have many apps, you can just scroll down to phone or put in PHO or click on phone. You get there. And then once you're there, once you tap on phone, this screen will show up. Does anybody have any problems or issues with that? Go ahead and speak up.
I'm not getting that screen when I click on phone.
Are you on 26.2?
I believe I'm on my,
26.2.1.
I'm on my partner's phone and he says he upgraded to 26.2.1.
Wow.
Try scrolling down further. Mine was much further down.
So at the top, it says allow phone to access, and then there's a long list. So you got to scroll down.
I did.
But you clicked on phone. Yeah, I would look all up and down on that menu
Okay.
and then tell me if it doesn't show up.
What am I looking for exactly? Oh, there it
That
is.
screen.
There it is. I got it.
Oh, good. All right. Anybody else? Any issues finding it? That's it. It's done. And you can always go adjust it if you want, but I think it's great.
I have a question, Ken.
Go for
I
it.
can't find the hand raise again. I keep forgetting where
No,
that
no,
is.
that's okay because I couldn't see it anyway.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. What's the difference between call filtering unknown callers and just silencing from
So
callers?
this is the call filtering has been around for a while, where what it is, if it's an unknown caller, it will automatically send it to voicemail. And that was a good thing because usually spam callers don't leave a voicemail.
Right.
But this is a separate thing, and it's the new way to do it. So what happened? And you, these are independent of one another. So the ask reason for calling, it gets a little bit more proactive than that. So it says, please tell me your name, or I forget the exact verbiage it uses. And because this is on YouTube, I can't play a video of it because it would get us knocked off because of copyright. But you'll find on Apple's site, they have a thing that they show it. So, but and unfortunately, you can't have a friend call you to test it out because they're in your contacts already. So if you had a phone around or somebody that's not in your contacts, you could try it with them and then you could have them have it on speaker and see what it does. But it seems to be pretty painless and pretty quick, and it has worked for me. I mean, after doing a 4-month trip, I have a lot of doctor's appointments to catch up on. And when the doctor's offices call, it all works out pretty well.
Well, that's exactly why I thought it would be helpful, because I saw that, but I wasn't exactly sure how it worked. So I appreciate that you explained that. But I have had, screening unknown calls on there and just silencing, but I didn't know what
And
it.
that's different. That was the old way. And so since I had that on like that before, it carried over like that. But this supersedes it, I guess, would be the right way.
Well, then would I uncheck unknown
Well,
callers?
you might, but to be honest, it hasn't been a problem for me.
Okay.
this is well, let me actually let me look at this. Was this my phone? Let me look really quick. Hang on one sec. Very good question, by the way.
I don't think there's any conflict between them.
I don't think so either. And I'm just checking my settings because I robbed this page rather than use my own. It was really good screenshots, but I just want to see to verify. Phone. When anything blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's funny. I have only spam ones on my filtering. So,
Because I think I've had
oh, you
that.
know what? The
Yeah.
unknown callers, all it does, it moves them to the unknown caller list. So see, that's all that's doing is when you go to your phone, like, you have your recent calls,
Mm-hmm.
it's just putting it on a different list. This is, that's not really the filtering because then below this, there's another one for spam also. So it's really not putting them. It's just said it'll be silenced and moved to the unknown caller list. So that I don't think is a problem, and that would be, I think you can leave it on if you have that.
Ken, where does the unknown caller list show up? I don't.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Um, okay, let me go into and again, 26.2 is weird. So what's weird now is you don't have the same calls list you did before.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to think how I can get into it. Yeah, what's the so mine only shows recents.
Oh, it's showing it on each particular phone call now.
Yeah, it's not a separate list, and then you used to be able to do if it was a missed call or a phone call out, but you only have one for calls, even voicemails. I Apple has reduced it to one list, so that probably doesn't even really it necessarily doesn't apply.
Okay.
Well, I'm
So
looking on my phone, it has an all or a missed, but then in that little circle with the.
are you on 26.0?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
26.2.
well now where is there a list that says missed
Well, then if
or
if in the little circle under all.
no? So up in the upper right corner,
Right, it says I have
so
5.
right
I'm
right
going
in the
5.
upper right corner on your phone, you see what's called a hamburger menu, the three lines. If you tap that, then you get your other ones, and it has spam. So see, I don't have one that says unknown callers because I don't have that one on mine.
I would go check your uh, recents in your phone. I think that's what she's talking about.
Yeah, but it's to get the list of missed calls.
That's where you don't
You
have a
tap
list.
you tap in the upper right corner, right up here when you're on phone, and there's a little three lines, and you hit those.
Right, and that has the list for unknown callers.
Right, and then actually, if you go back up in that same pull down, you can go to classic, and it returns to the way where you have all or missed on the top. So when you're in recent calls, do you see in the upper right a circle with three lines?
Yes,
Tap that,
I did.
and when it comes up, you have the option of classic, and if you hit classic, it returns to the way it was.
Okay,
And
so
otherwise,
I have classic checked, and then it says calls, and then it has unknown calls.
right. So those are the two categories. So you could go, those are like folders, think of them that way, or albums.
Okay,
But you've got all. So if you did that and I turned on spam, see, I have none of them show up as spam on mine, but you're saying, oh, go look in your, whatever that one you called it was, what was it? Junk or something? Unknown. You
Unknown.
tap unknown, it'll show you all the unknowns, but otherwise it's just calls.
I see. You go, so I switch that back and forth. So even all,
Yeah.
okay. So on the list of missed, it lists known and unknown on mine. So why do I
That's
need another list of unknown?
no, but well, yeah, I don't know. Well, again, I don't have the unknown on mine because I didn't have that part on.
Oh,
So in the
maybe I
unknown,
just
because you,
activated it, so maybe that's why it's on there.
yeah,
But maybe I'll take it off.
okay.
Okay, thank you, Ken.
Yeah, and that was a good thing. That was a good thing because I didn't know how to get back to classic because I like the classic where I can have all or missed right on the screen. So that was good.
So
All right.
Ken,
Yeah,
another quick question.
go ahead.
For the ask reason for calling function, once the phone gets an answer, how does it relay it to you, to me?
Well, it's kind of a live thing because they're still calling you. You have to tap view. Let me go back here.
Will you
When
get a
this
prompt?
is what happens on your screen, and you say view, and it will show you what the person is saying.
Okay, got it.
It transcribes it for you. And then you can click more view, and you can then you have the option to actually answer the call. Can somebody mute that mic, please?
Sorry.
Anyway, that's what'll show up, and then you can activate it. Okay. Last thing we're going to cover is some people want to tweak the transparency and stuff like this. So this is the liquid glass. You can adjust a bit, and how you would do it, you would go to settings, display and brightness, and then you click on liquid glass, and then you can say if you want it to be clear. In other words, it would show up less if it's clear, or you can tint it. Clear is more transparent. In other words, some people are thrown back by the amount of the amount of color that comes up on that. This would be a way to lessen it. And if you're okay with it, it's fine like it is. And this is how to remove the transparency or reduce the transparency. This is the last setting we're going to go over, I believe. And you go into the settings app, but you have to tap on accessibility. And once you're in accessibility, you tap display and text size. And this is like a double negative. So it says reduce the amount of transparency. So it's a double negative. It improves the contrast. In other words, lets you see more of what's going on by reducing the transparency. In other words, think of the liquid glass as like a light filter that goes over it. Well, you're reducing the amount of that. So it's again, like I said, a double negative. And this is inaccessibility because this is something that people that are more sight challenged would go into too. And another thing while you're here that's a really good one to do, a lot of people do larger text and stuff. You want to avoid that as much as you can because you have to scroll around a lot. But if you hit bold text, all of these things become bold and they take up hardly any extra space at all. That's one of the first things I do with anybody if they're asking me to help them on their phone, and I do that and they're like, "Oh my gosh," and it's a big difference. And it really there's no real negative to it at all. Okay, and the other thing I want to point out, and we'll go into more detail on this, reminders now, when you make a reminder, which reminders has gotten really, really, really good. And of course, Pete's last class on this covered reminders a lot. But if you mark it as urgent, it will actually then activate an alarm. If you say, tomorrow at 10 a.m., remind me to call the dentist. Well, what'll happen is if you tag that one as urgent, when it comes up, it will actually do your alarm so you know that. So it's giving you a nice feature in that. Maps have gotten better. Again, since we're running late, I'm going to just pop through this and we'll go into more detail on this. But Apple Maps has gotten really good now. And you can also have it track your visited places for you. The last thing is with the new AirPods Pro 3 and running 26.2, it will give you live translation of audio conversations. And that's pretty awesome. I haven't tried it out yet because while I was traveling in these other countries, I wasn't running 26.2. So, any quick questions? Otherwise, we can hold them till after the raffle. And I'm going to undo the share here. Okay. Darian, go ahead.
Real quick on the translation, can one also get some kind of translation by letting the phone listen and tell you things?
Yeah, so the phone will do so either in Google Translate or in the Apple built-in Translate, it will give you text dialogue as you're doing it, and that's really, really handy. Obviously, the AirPod is designed to be, hey, let's just use it on the fly like that. And your phone can do it on the fly like that also, but you can have it it can transcribe it for you, which is pretty good and getting better all the time.
Thanks.
You bet. Mary, do we have some numbers?
Yes, we have 36 people here tonight.
Okay. And refresh my memory since I've been gone so long.
Oh gosh.
Is it 4 of the 25s and 100?
That's my recollection, and I
That's
see
it.
Al's nodding his head. So
Got
yeah.
it. Okay. So we have 36 people. So I will see if Siri works on the computer to do it. So this is just a test here. I'm just going to make sure. Give me a random number. Oh. Give me a random number between 1 and 300.
Oh.
The answer is 237.
Great. Did you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. So we are 36. This is for the first 4 will be for the $25 Amazon gift card. And then the last one will be for the $100 Amazon gift card. And if you win twice, you have to give one back. All right, here we go. Give me a random number between 1 and 36.
That would be 12.
12 is the number. And I've not seen the list. Mary has the list.
Dennis Irwin.
Congratulations,
Hey, you've been winning
Dennis.
too much.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Thank you.
You've been
You're welcome.
winning a lot, Dennis.
Oh, good.
Take that man to Vegas.
Yeah, no kidding. Give me a random number between 1 and 36.
The answer is 32.
Randy Hare.
All
Congratulations,
right, Randy, board member.
Woo-hoo. All right, one more. Give me a random number between 1 and 36.
It's 4.
4.
Bev Lawrence.
Bev.
Another
All
board
right.
member.
Yeah.
And the last $25 gift card. Give me a random number between 1 and 36.
The answer is 20.
Didn't we just do 20?
Mm-mm. It's Joan Whitaker.
Joan Whitaker, congratulations.
Woo-hoo.
All right. Now for the $100 Amazon gift card. Must be present to win. Give me a random number between 1 and 36.
It's 6.
Cool. I want to try something here. So it's number 6. Mary, go ahead and announce who it is.
It's Carlos Miranda.
Congratulations, Carlos. So I wonder if I could say, give me a random number between 1 and 36, excluding number 6.
The answer is 30.
Yeah, I wonder. Anyway.
It's not, yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Any last questions? Go ahead. I'll hang around for a little bit and we'll end the recording here. Link Master Al, I'll get you that before we close out here. Let me get that Holafly link for you.
And
And if,
Ken,
if
I'll send you the list on this.
I
on the
appreciate that.
winners.
Plus one of that Olafly. I used it this year when I went to France. Worked great.
Oh, it's just so easy.
It's pretty
And
vetted,
it's
pretty
very
mature.
reasonable. And they're very good. In fact, I had an issue where I had stopped the subscription and they had a issue with it. And I was able to chat with them and they fixed it right away. And it was on their end and it wasn't something they normally do because they get really good reviews. So
Ken, quick question. This is
Al, why
Dennis.
don't you go ahead? Do you use it very often?
Olafly?
Yeah.
Just that one occasion and
I'll
stuff.
tell you what, go ahead and post your referral link if you want.
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay, use your referral link, and then on Saturday I'll use mine.
Sure.
There,
That's fine.
perfect. Who had a question? Somebody mentioned something?
It was me, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
You tested out excluding the number 6. If that were used in practice, wouldn't it cut out a $25 winner from a chance at the $100?
No, because you already are, because they're all in one pool now.
No, he's
You
right.
cannot win a 25 and win 100.
No, I know, but let's say I just won a 25, right?
Right?
But if my number
Oh, yeah,
came up
you're
again,
right. You're right. But the other thing was I'd have to list all 4 numbers and everything. But yeah, very good comment. It was a curiosity thing for me. But yeah, you're right.
I bet it works.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Joellen has her hand up.
Go ahead, Joellen.
Here. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I just sent Bob a request to put this in the next blast. I actually want to buy something, an Apple product, but I thought, well, why don't I just ask right now? Maybe somebody has some. I'm looking for a used pair of AirPods that work. I just want them for traveling when I'm falling asleep, so I don't bother a traveling companion.
So, and you know the differences between them?
Absolutely not. Do I
So
care?
let me explain that, and then I'll tell you. And I don't know if Al does, but I have some for sale. But you can do it. It's like a reverse bid,
Yeah.
So the traditional AirPods used to come with they were just hard metal. Then they started coming out with the AirPods Pro that had a little cushion on them. And if you want noise canceling, which is really good for traveling, is great because it'll, the bus, the train, the noise on that. Or
You
if
want
you
it.
have
Let
someone
me
that
interject here that I wear hearing aids, so that's usually how I listen through my phone. So it's really just for falling asleep at night. But soft sounds good.
Well, but now wait a minute. So are you wanting them to block out noise or are you wanting them so you can listen to things
Listen to
without disturbing the person?
exactly. Listen to things without
And can you
disturbing my-
currently use like regular earbuds right now and you
I
have
don't
enough
know.
hearing for
I
that?
never owned any. I don't know.
And you have hearing aids. So the problem is you can't have 2 things in your ear at the same time, right? So let me so the AirPods Pro 2 and 3 can work as hearing aids, believe it or not. Not that you would want to use them all the time, but they would work to get, for you to hear the music, but they'll also do noise canceling so you don't hear other stuff going on out there. And the AirPods 3 do the translation, but you're not going to find people that have used ones of those. So, and Al, you can correct me, or Randy, AirPods 2, I remember they do have the hearing aid capability. Yeah, as long as
Yeah,
it's, and
yeah.
then how new is your phone? Are you running 20, are you running iOS 26?
Yeah, I have a
Oh,
six.
then you'd be fine. So I have a pair of iPads Pro 2 that does anybody else have AirPods Pro 2s that they would like to sell? Oh, good. There won't be a bidding contest. You know what? Do you have my email?
Yeah.
Okay. Send me an email. I'll see what they're going for. I'll make you a really good deal on it if you want them. And I think oh, wait. Oh, my God. Wait. Didn't I send it? Hold on. No, that was the watch. Yeah, never mind. I thought, oh, in fact, yeah, I have right here. I have the box and everything. So, because the AirPods Pro 2 come with three different sizes for inside the ear.
Uh-huh.
And just for people's own edification, the AirPods Pro 3, the flexible part that goes in your ear has been changed a little bit and it stays in even better. And it and they also those do the live translation. The two won't do the translation, but if you're just trying to sleep and listen to music, I think that'd be good. Is your hearing loss severe or just normal kind of hearing loss?
It's not horrible.
Yeah, if you can hear other air stuff through it, that'd be the way to go. And actually, the nice thing is by it sealing your ear, even if you turned it way up, the other person won't hear it because it's sealing that off on your ear.
I
So
put some stuff in the chat about what generation AirPods work for hearing aids.
yeah, and I'll see what they're going for, but I'll make you a screaming deal on it because I actually kept them, and I was uh, while I was traveling, I had them as a backup, but I don't need them because I have some Beats ones I can have as a backup. So it'd be a good opportunity for you if you want.
Okay.
And they're not that old, and the newer ones, yeah. So that's USB-C is the
You know,
charging cable on it.
another option are the shocks, bone conduction ones. You with those, they don't go inside the ear; they just sit.
Bob's holding one up right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and they work great. They have a assortment of different models, and
Costco has them special now too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
have
but
a
won't they disturb the other people in the room? Whereas the ones that seal the ear canal, like Ken was saying, won't.
yeah. It might. I mean, I can hardly hear when my wife wears hers, but there's a slight possibility. But they're so directional. They're meant to just they sit outside the ear canal, on somewhat on your cheek, and then and they're pointed towards
I'm
your ear.
demoing right now.
And with those, you could actually have a pair of hearing aids on and put those on at the same time. If
That's
that's
probably a pretty good alternative.
And that'd be good because on the airplane, I can't hear well enough through the hearing aids to hear a book on tape or something because the engine noises are too loud.
Well, but
Yeah.
that's where noise canceling.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, no, versus the bone conducting doesn't block any of that,
Oh,
right?
okay, so that
On a
Al?
shocks, nice thing is they're very light. Just
Very light.
carrying,
You can
showing
wear
you
them for
only
but
weighs a
will,
few ounces.
but they won't block. They're not noise canceling by any way, right?
no.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you go with the higher price
Yeah.
model, you can get that. But
You either need to have something in ear or something that envelops the entire ear, like my AirPods Max. Those are
yeah,
great for traveling on airplanes. It blinks out everything, and if you need to hear a steward or something come to you, just hit the button and it turns the noise suppression
right.
off. You don't have to take your earphones off. It works great.
I used them on, I traveled with a friend on this whole thing, and so I'm sitting there late at night or early in the morning, and I just use the AirPods Pro and YouTube videos, things like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
I think if you're looking for like books on, if you're trying to listen to a book and there's all that noise of the jet engine, I think their solution is good, but in that case, that's for everything else. But I think for the noise canceling, no. And then the life on them is about 5 hours if you use both. But what I do is I listen to podcasts a lot and things. So if I go to Home Depot or Costco, I just put one in one of my ears. That way I can hear everything else that's going on, but I'm listening to that and it plays through the phone really well.
Yeah. I use my shocks for long walks whenever I want to hear a podcast. I can still hear the surroundings because there's nothing in my ear canal. But
Which is important when
which
you're
is
around
important.
traffic and everything,
Yeah,
or bike
traffic or
trail.
critters or whatever. And you can still, adjust the volume or whatever your content you want to listen to. And the new ones, they have a little bit better bass response on them as well. Their open runs, the Shocks open runs. I posted the link to the website in the chat. So, and they even have a set that you can put on and jump in a pool in 2 laps with, and it'll you'd still be able to hear music there. Open swim.
Okay. Now, this is very helpful. I've never looked at AirPods for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great. They're, it just you need to get the right one for your specific situation. And I've had most of them,
I like them because no matter what I've tried, the ones that go in your ear won't stay in my ears.
Yeah.
So
Supposedly
I
the
need
newer
to
ones are a little bit
have
better,
an
but
over-the-ear thing.
I've got the newer ones and it's a huge difference.
yeah.
But the ones like the Beats ones that are in, they have the little ear loop on them, and that if you have trouble with that, that works well.
I like those.
So what I always make sure is with the new ones I don't do it, but on my old ones I had a magnetic leash that it slips over them and then it just goes around your neck. So
Yeah. And if you pop one out for whatever reason or it falls out, it just dangles there and it's safe.
yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to, you want to,
And especially skiing because they're white AirPods and it's usually snowy.
or if you want to drop one on an airplane underneath the seat somewhere and, write
bad.
that thing off, you'll never get it back.
Yeah. All right, Bev Lawrence, go ahead.
Yeah, Ken, you mentioned Beats, and I have some Beats. I also have some noise canceling Bose.
Cans,
But
yeah.
what between the Beats and the AirPods, what's the difference? What would you characterize? I mean, I like the over the ear because I even have trouble keeping my hearing aids in.
Well, now when you say over the ear, so let's talk about noise canceling.
Yeah, well, what
So Al's holding up the Beats Apple
AirPods Max.
Pro Max. Now, those are considered cans. So first of all, let's say there's no battery in them or anything else. When you put those over your ears, it's called passive noise canceling. I mean, think about it. You go to the racetrack, these people don't have active noise canceling. They're just putting this stuff over their ears or putting a thing in your ear in your ear. That's passive noise canceling. Active noise canceling is where electronically, so if a sine wave, all sound travels in a sine wave, just loop up, loop down, loop up. What active noise canceling is, it's got a microphone and it listens for the sine wave and it creates the opposite sine wave that cancels out that sound. Now, ironically, you're getting twice as much sound, but you don't hear anything because there's different frequencies and everything. And what active noise canceling also does is it differentiates. So it's trying to it'll listen for the ambient noise and know to try block that. And what's very interesting with the AirPods is there's 3 modes you can have it on. You can have no noise canceling and you just use them to listen to music or books. You can have transparent, which means certain noises and especially people's voices will be able to come through the active noise canceling. And then the third one is full noise canceling. And there's another one that you can tweak it with that will also detect conversation. And I hate that because if I'm on the plane and I've got that on, if someone's talking in the row behind me or something, it'll turn off the noise cancellation to hear that. So, but it's a nice thing if you're using noise cancellation in an environment. And by the way, when you put one in one ear, you don't get noise canceling because it
Just
just
pull
wouldn't
your other
work.
ear.
You
Yeah,
would want
that's what I would for I would use my Bose active.
Well, so
Yeah.
the ones that go over the head, like Al showed there, they're both passive and active noise canceling.
So the
And so that
Beats,
really cuts it out.
so the Beats basically just they don't
Well,
have
wait, there's 30 different models of Beats.
yeah. So I
So it
mean
depends on what it is, but more than likely, if they're the big can ones, they
no,
likely
no.
have.
Well, I have the Bose, but I was just curious. I have the Beats with the little over the ear open, but what how are they that much different or than like the AirPods? I mean
They're just slightly different. I mean, they I don't know that they have the transparency, but Apple owns Beats, so they're putting
yeah.
they put the technology usually in the AirPods first, and then it goes to the Beats. But it's not like they're the second run because Beats is quite good. And like I said, the one is nice, the Beats one, because it has a
Yeah.
a hoop that goes over the ear.
Mhm.
So. All right. And I got your email. I'll look on that for you there, Joellen. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Barbara, go ahead.
I just got some new